Where are these guys? A very good morning to all of you guys. So guys, let's start. Okay. So we are here to discuss the chemical reaction engineering. Okay, for your GATE exam. And I hope you must have seen the syllabus and why it is important to study this subject. That is a question. Because I believe whatever we are doing, if we know the purpose, if our objective is clear, if our purpose is clear, then it becomes easy for us to give our efforts and to focus on the work. Okay. So chemical reaction engineering is one of the subject. If I talk about the career point of view, your job in future, if you wish to go in core technical companies for any job, for any profile like process engineering, designing, research or production, etc. So you should know that this is the subject, this is the only subject which is ours. Okay. Along with mass transfer, chemical reaction engineering is the only subject which is studied by, practiced by the chemical engineers only. Otherwise, all other subjects in our syllabus like process dynamics control, economics, heat transfer, thermodynamics, etc., fluid mechanics, all these subjects are practiced by some other engineers as well. So this is one importance of this subject, that as a chemical engineer you must have the knowledge and the idea of the chemical reaction engineering. Second, if I talk about the GATE exam. Good morning guys. If I talk about the GATE exam, then I hope all of you know that GATE exam, the maximum marks are 100, and if we break down those 100 marks, then 30 marks are for the non-tech part, including mathematics and aptitude approximately, and almost 70 marks are for the technical section, where we have all other 10 technical subjects like process calculation, thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, mechanical operation, heat transfer, mass transfer, chemical reaction engineering, process dynamics and control, plant design and economics, and last but not the least, chemical technology. So out of those 70 marks, the weightage of this subject in your GATE exam is about 10 to 12 marks. Okay, so we can say that this is one of the most important subject in your GATE exam, because in technical section, the weightage of this subject is highest among all other 10 subjects. And the best part is, out of these 10 to 12 marks, you can easily secure 9 to 11 marks. You can easily secure these 9 to 11 marks. For that, what you need to do, you just need to make proper class notes. Whatever we are going to study in the class, just make proper notes of them, those things, and after the classes, just, I will not suggest to give 10 hours, 12 hours, 18 hours, 17 hours, 35 hours, 40 hours daily for the self-study, but I will say, if you can't spare 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hours, that depends on everyone, that depends on our habit, okay, but at least you can spare 15 to 30 minutes daily. Okay, so just after the class, before you go to the sleep, spare 15 to 20 minutes minimum. In case you can't spare 1 hour, 2 hour, spare minimum 15 to 20 minutes to revise the content, whatever we are going to study in the class. Whatever we have studied in the class, just revise that thing. Okay, and from those 15 minutes, you will see that if we have discussed 3 topics in the class, then out of those 3 topics, in which topic you are comfortable, in which topic you have doubt, so that when we will meet again in the next class, you can discuss those topics, your doubts. Second, the assignments. I will give you the assignments. Almost 4 to 5 assignments will be there, including 25 to 30 questions in each assignment for the practice purpose. So you can practice those assignments, plus the questions which we are going to discuss in the class, GATE previous year questions, and obviously last class test. You just need to do all these things. 5 steps. Make proper class notes, solve the assignments. We will discuss those assignments as well if you have any doubt. Class questions, GATE previous year questions, and class test. Whatever tests are going to happen. If you solve all these things, I can guarantee that you can secure minimum 9 to 11 marks in CRE out of 10 to 12 in GATE exam. So, I hope now it is clear to all of you why it is important, why this subject is important for us. And I am assuming that all of you are right now at 0th level. You don't know anything about the CRE. So we are starting from the step 1. Okay. So first question first. And remember that you are free to ask anything related to the subject obviously. If you have any doubt or if you want me to repeat something, then you can simply ask on this chat box. I will repeat for you once again. I will explain the topic n number of times. So first thing first, tell me guys, what do you know about chemical reaction? What is chemical reaction? आप कुछ बोलोगे? आप क्लास अटेंड करने आए हो या घूमने? ऐसे खाली कोई नोट्स वगैरह नहीं बनाने? बना रखे हैं? कब लिखोगे? तो लिखो ना. मुझे क्या पता क्या लिखोगे? नोटबुक खोलो, देखते हैं. चीजें स्टार्ट हो चुकी हैं. फिर तुम बाद में बुक निकालोगे, टाइम वेस्ट होगा. यस गाइस, व्हाट इज केमिकल रिएक्शन? Reactants are converted into products. Okay. क्या नाम है आपका? सौरभ? गौरव? केतन? Ketan is saying molecular species interact with each other to rise to new molecular species. Sakev is saying when a compound loses its identity to form new identity. Okay. Anyone else? Ankita is saying a reaction that includes some reactants to react and give PDT. I am assuming it means product. Chemical reaction means chemical transformations. Okay. And what is the meaning of chemical transformation, Divya? Pradeep, change of molecular structure of a species. Good morning, sir. अरे गुड मॉर्निंग यार, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ केमिकल रिएक्शन तुम गुड मॉर्निंग कर रहे हो, क्या कमाल आदमी हो तुम. When a compound interacts with other to form a new compound having new product properties. My God. So as per the conclusion, whatever you guys are saying, I can say that if I want to answer what is chemical reaction in one line, I can say any process which causes chemical change Any process which causes chemical change is termed as chemical reaction. Now, what is the meaning of chemical change here? If you have any idea, then you can say what is chemical change. A reaction in which molecules of reactant side lose their identity to form a new product. Chemical change means change in molecular structure. Chemical change means change in molecular structure. Simple. And as most of you are saying, if we go with the definition, the statement which are in books, so we can say when a compound loses its identity, means old bonds are broken to form a new identity, to adopt a new identity, means new bonds are formed. That is a chemical reaction. Or in simple terms, we can say any process which causes chemical change is termed as chemical reaction. For example, you can write n number of reactions. I am writing ammonia synthesis. Like N2 plus 3S2 gives 2NS3. Bonds of nitrogen molecule, bonds of hydrogen molecules break, and then those atoms which are free forms the new bonds, and a new molecular structure we obtain, that is ammonia. And we can classify the chemical reaction into n number of ways, and the most basic classification is a chemical reaction can be classified in a basic way into three categories. One is decomposition, second combination, also known as synthesis, and last one, isomerization. Okay, decomposition, as the name suggests, decomposition means decompose. Decompose means breaking. And what will break? A large molecule or a small molecule? Obviously you will say a large molecule will break. So decomposition we can say when a large molecule breaks into two or more smaller, means relatively smaller molecules. That is decomposition. For example, AB gives A plus B. Okay. Can you say any other example? A daily life reaction, daily life example which we can use for decomposition? तुम बता सकते हो? Curd means breaking of curd. Anyone? Electrolysis of water, CaCO3. Let me write the same example. CaCO3 decomposes to CaO plus CO2. This is decomposition. Simple. Okay. Similarly, combination, as the name suggests, combination means to combine, and combine means what? Obviously, what will you combine? A small molecules or a large molecules? Obviously, you will say small molecules. So, combination means when two or more small molecules combine together to form a larger molecule silver chloride in presence of sunlight, CH3COC2H5, that is ethyl acetate, I think, decomposes to acetic acid and ethanol. My God, तो बड़े बड़े एग्जाम्पल्स दे रहे हो आप लोग, मैंने आज तक नाम नहीं सुना इन सब चीज़ों का. Anyways, it's good to know that you know so many things. So combination, for example, you can write it as A plus B gives AB, and any daily life example you can write it as C plus O2 gives CO2. Simple. Or H2 plus half O2 gives H2O. There are so many examples you can use. Isomerization. I hope all of you know about this. When we talk about the isomers, they have different molecular structure, but their molecular formula, means number of atoms present in those structures are same. So for isomerization we can say that when the molecular structure changes for any component, obviously when the molecular structure changes without being decomposed or combined, or you can say synthesized. Without being decomposed, or you can say synthesized. For example, you can write any example like this: A changes to like this. And for any live reaction, you can take the example of any organic chemical reaction from C4 and above series. Okay, C4 means like if I want to write CS3, CS2, CS2, CH3, that is N-butane, changes to isobutane, and you can see the molecular structure is different, but the number of atoms, the number of atoms are same. That is isomerization. N-butane to isobutane. CH3CO CH3, CH3CO CH3, it means I think acetone. Ketone, CH3CO CH3 changes to C2H5OH. These are not isomers, I think, because as you have wrote this, CH3CO CH3 means 3 carbon atoms are there, but in C2H5OH we have only 2. So this is not isomerization. In case of isomerization, molecular structure changes but number of atoms remains same, means the molecular formula. Okay, So this is a basic classification of the chemical reaction. Now let's talk about the engineering. Okay. So I hope, as most of you have completed your BTech and some of you are still in your final years, means 75% engineers, तो आप सभी हैं. So guys, if I want to know, or if suppose you are sitting in any interview, okay, and the interviewer asks you, what is the role of chemical engineer in industry? What is the role of a chemical engineer in the industry? Okay, so tell me, what will you answer? To design a chemical reactor. Atisha, we are discussing CRE, so you are talking about chemical reactor. Means if this is a mass transfer class, then you will say to design a distillation column. And if we are in heat transfer class, then you will say to design a heat exchanger. They have so many roles. Chemical reactor is not the only thing. Chemical engineering is far above than chemical reactor. To make the process economical, repeat. क्या repeat करना है? I am just asking what is the role of chemical engineer. You guys have completed your BTech and some of you are in his final year, so obviously means 75% of the engineering has been completed by all of you. So tell me, what is the role of chemical engineer in the industry? Okay, let me simplify the question for you guys. I hope you must have heard the one question throughout your life in the past 4 years in your BTech. As you are studying chemical engineering, so what do you know about chemistry? ठीक है, बहुत से लोग बोलते हैं कि आप केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हो तो आप केमिस्ट्री पढ़ते होंगे. So as we know that, and all the educated people know that chemical engineering has nothing to do with chemistry. So what is the difference between a chemist and a chemical engineer? Let me change my question. What is the difference between a chemist and a chemical engineer? Scaling up, what a chemist do in the lab. Okay, so Naveen is saying whatever things chemists do in the laboratories, so as a chemical engineer we scale up those things. I hope that is you want to say. To make the efficiency of the product in the required manner. Efficiency of the product, my God. N161. Who is N161? No idea. P. Krishna. Karishma. Okay. Karishma, you are saying that to make the efficiency, to improve the efficiency of a product. Suppose my product is ammonia. Then how will you define the efficiency of that product? I am just asking some questions, okay? I am not criticizing anyone. I already told you, suppose you are sitting in an interview
interview asks you a question, and obviously you will answer these things.
So interview has rights to cross question you, to ask the some cross questions, okay, to check your knowledge. Do you have anything to say? What is the difference between chemist and chemical engineer?
Chemist deals with pharmaceutical products and chemical engineers deals with the reaction involving reactant conversion into products.
Chemist does any process in lab or in a small amount, but engineer does it in larger amount economically. Chemists do all lab experiments. Chemists work with relatively small amounts of materials. Why? Because chemist people, all those things, people are poor. So they deal with the small things. All of it. See, chemists basically, chemists are the people who do research in the chemistry part. They combine so many elements, atoms, molecules. They find out the reaction kinetics, suitable reaction kinetics. Like for example, if I am a chemist, I will do certain experiments in the lab, and somehow I managed to combine an atom of nitrogen and hydrogen, okay, in a certain reaction conditions, at certain temperature and pressure, and I found out that when a molecule of nitrogen combined with a molecule of hydrogen, okay, so a new molecule ammonia get formed at certain temperature and pressure, and if I change that temperature and pressure, then obviously the yield of the ammonia will change. So chemist people basically deals with the chemistry, the reaction kinetics of all those things, all those chemical reactions. And as a chemical engineer, what we do, as all of you said, that we scale up all those things. For example, if I'm a chemist, I found out that when I combine nitrogen and hydrogen at this temperature and pressure, then a new product ammonia will form. And when I studied the ammonia, I found out that the ammonia is very suitable and useful component. I can use ammonia in so many ways. I can use ammonia in agriculture industries, in pharmaceutical industries, in so many other things. Okay. So now you guys are chemical engineer, and when you know about the importance of ammonia, so obviously you will try to design some process to make that ammonia formation economical on a large scale. Okay. I hope all of you have heard the term क्या हुआ, ये क्या होता है?
डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया, कोई देख नहीं आया, लाइट को भी हो रहा है, चेंज किया मैंने नेटवर्क.
दादाजी आप कितने भोले हो. So you guys are chemical engineer, obviously you will try to design a process where we want to maximize the formation of we want to increase the formation of ammonia on a large scale. Okay, there is a term which is known as commercial value. Okay, so as an engineer, our role, if you want to answer this in one line, as an engineer, our role, a chemical engineer provide the commercial value to any component, to any product. If in one line you want, you want to answer what is the role of chemical engineer. The role of chemical engineer is, as a chemical engineer, we provide the commercial value to any product. Okay. And what is the meaning of this term commercial value? It means to produce that component on a large scale, on a mass production. Like you want to produce ammonia. So you know that ammonia can be produced from nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay. So obviously I need nitrogen and hydrogen, only then I will be able to form the ammonia. Now you have two choices. You are planning to design a chemical industry. You have two choices. First, either purchase the nitrogen and hydrogen from other industries. Okay. Or second, set up some units in your industry to extract the nitrogen and hydrogen from the air and some other components like water. Nitrogen can be extracted from the air and hydrogen can be extracted from the natural gas or water. Okay. And we know that if we want to purchase any pure component from the industry, that will be costly. So what you do, you are designing a unit to extract nitrogen and hydrogen from the respective resources, and as we can say that extraction of nitrogen and hydrogen from the respective sources means separation, and separation is one of the physical treatment step, that is a unit operation. I hope all of you know that the difference between unit operation and unit process. Now we have already extracted nitrogen and hydrogen. Now we will send that nitrogen and hydrogen to some unit where ammonia will form. That is a unit process. Okay, that is a unit process, or we can say a chemical treatment step. And as per the second law of thermodynamics, all of us know that 100% efficiency, to obtain the 100% efficiency in any operation, in any system, is not possible. Okay, and since 100% efficiency is not possible, so 100% conversion will not be possible as well. So in the outlet of this step, we will have formed ammonia and some unreacted nitrogen and hydrogen. So again, we will send all these things to a different unit where we will separate the product ammonia from the unreacted gases, and we will send that ammonia for the marketing purpose, for to sell anything. Okay, that is the desired product which we are getting. And the unreacted gases we will recycle, or we will see what we have to do. So as a chemical engineer, our role is to provide the commercial value to any component. And for that, we design a number of steps, a number of unit operations and processes in series to convert the raw material into some useful desired product. Okay. And further, if we divide all these things, so in the designing of these steps, one more thing we have to do, that is the optimization. Okay, as one of you said that optimization means basically to maximize the product, maximize the output or minimize the input. So we will not talk about all these things because you will study all these unit operations in other subjects like mass transfer, heat transfer, mechanical operation, fluid flow operation, etc. Here we will talk about this step. This is one of the important steps. Chemical treatment step, where we are actually converting the raw material into the desired product. Okay, and the step, the vessel in which this reaction takes place is known as chemical reactor. Okay, so remember this. If someone asks you what is chemical reactor, don't say chemical reactor is the vessel in which reaction takes place. No. What is chemical reactor? A chemical reactor is the vessel or equipment in which chemical reaction takes place successfully without altering, or you can say affecting, the vessel characteristics. Vessel characteristics means after the reaction vessel is not getting any damage. Okay, all the mechanical characteristics, chemical characteristics, physical characteristics of the vessel remains constant. Okay, so a chemical reactor, any vessel or equipment in which reaction takes place successfully without altering the characteristics of the vessel, like chemical characteristics, mechanical characteristics or physical characteristics. That is a chemical reactor. And as a chemical engineer, in this subject we will study how to design this step, means how to design a chemical reactor. And to design any chemical reactor, we must have the knowledge of chemical kinetics, that data we will obtain from the chemist. Second, contacting pattern. And third, the performance equation. So, let's talk about these three things. What is chemical kinetics? And as I hope it is clear to all of you, when we are using this term kinetics, it means we are talking about some motion, we are talking about some speed. So here kinetics refers to the motion of the chemical reaction. And motion of the chemical reaction means how fast the process is. If I talk about the chemical kinetics, so chemical kinetics means how fast the process is. Simple. Okay. So guys, tell me now, if I want to find out whether the given process is fast or slow, then which parameter I have to use? Option A, time of the process. Option B, rate of the process. Option C, both time and rate. And option D, none of these. We need some other parameters. So tell me, how can you identify whether the given process is fast or slow? With the help of time, with the help of rate, both, or none of these? You require some other parameter. Tell me. कहाँ चले गए लोग? अच्छा, तो आप लोग यहाँ ही हो, मुझे दिख ही नहीं रहा था आपका आंसर. रीस्टार्ट द ब्राउजर, try clearing cookies. So what the status now? Vikas, is it clear? Refresh, is nothing happening? Still stuck, nothing. Same, yes, same here. My God, I have missed so many things. Am I audible, guys, now? Hello? आपका क्या आंसर है? Repeat the question. A very good thing you are asking. My question was, what is the capital of New Delhi? सो रहे हो क्लास में तुम? तुम्हें क्वेश्चन ही नहीं पता क्या चल रहा है? वाह यार. Guys, if I am audible, then it's wonderful. Let's have a break of 10 minutes. Then we will continue the class at 12:30. Okay, because there is some problem going on the technical some technical issues are there. So we are trying to solve those things. So let's continue the class after 10 minutes at 12:30. Okay, let's have a break. अभी सही आ रहा है? Is it audible now? I don't know. इस पे लिखो, मैं लिख देता हूँ. अरे टैप करो तो इस पे कुछ. Yes sir, audible. Okay, we will resume the class at 12:30.
क्या टाइम हो रहा है?
12:22.